In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an organization import document to import your organization into SiteAudit. Before I do that though, I'm going to show you very quickly how you would manually create the organization. So by default, the root of your organization is just called My Company. You can change the name of that here and call it Your Company or whatever it happens to be. Okay, and you can populate information about the address, phone number, fax, contact information for your specific company. Okay, and then you can create the organization by coming up here, going to company organization, and you can add various, sub-departments and things like that, and give them specific names. Uh, and also, you can come in here and add information about your organization, each department, what are the address. In a global company, these might be countries, states. These departments may be in separate buildings or whatever. So you have the opportunity to fill in this information. The other very cool thing that you can do is you can give network and device assignments to a department. What that means is that if you were to add, say, a network in here like this, um, then any device that SiteAudit discovers or has discovered already that falls within this network will automatically get assigned to this particular department. Then what's cool about that is that you can do analysis, you can create reports and things on specific departments. You can do it for your whole organization, or you can do it for a specific company or some combination of them if you wanted to do it for two or three. The other thing is too is you can also specify the time span for the data that you want to see or evaluate. So for instance, maybe you want to see what was the volume that I printed last month, for billing, or last quarter or something like that, and you can do that. But what we're going to talk about today is how you create this organization and do that basically through an import file, because to do this manually and if you have a very large organization, can be quite time consuming. There's a support article on support@netaphor.com called Importing the Organization Template, and this basically is going to walks you through what we're going to be talking about today. Now, just know in the process of creating an organization template, it can also produce your discovery import criteria. And there's another video that's on our YouTube channel here that describes how to create that discovery import as well. If you just need only the discovery information, you can import that. Okay, so let's go ahead and start from scratch, and I'm going to show you how to create this using an import file. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is to scroll to the bottom of this article and download the organization import template file. Okay, and what that's going to do is provide you this, and then this is a tool that we're going to use to create our import document. When you open the file, there will be a row at the top that contains a list of each of the columns that will be included in the import document. Do not change anything in this row. Okay, just leave this row as is. And as you can see here, it gives you the ability to add all the your street address, your contact information, and this is all the things that we see here. Okay, so you have the ability to enter all these. So the first thing I am going to do though, I'm going to focus on just creating the structure, the organization structure, and then I'll go back and I'll add one of the addresses and things like that. But first I want to show you how you create the actual organizational hierarchy. So let's just say that this is called your company, okay, and that's the root. Okay, and now you have some children. So maybe you have a child out here. What we're going to do is we're going to copy this down, and we're just going to create some children, first level children. And this one's going to be called Department 1. Maybe this is called Finance accounting and engineering, let's say. So let's just say we do something very basic and simple like that. So child means that this guy is a child of whoever's to the left. All right, so let's just start with this and see what we get. So we're going to hit save. Yes. And we're going to come out here and just double click this organization tool. And that produces both a discovery and organization. We're going to take a look at this one. So this is the document. This is the import. All right, and let's just see what happens when we import this. Now, the import for your organization is a little bit different than importing discovery. So when you import your discovery criteria, it's not going to overwrite anything that already exists. However, when you import the organization, it's going to overwrite whatever organization that you already have here. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to go to Tools, Import, and select my organization, import that, say close. This will refresh, and there it is, accounting department and engineering, just as we've defined it here. Okay, so that's very simple, but let's just say that we want a multi-level organization. How do we do that? One thing we could do, let's say that we want some children of the accounting department. Okay, what we can do is we can add, say we want 2 children. We'll make one here, and we'll say AC1 and AC2. So these child 2 will be a child of this one. Okay, and maybe this one has a further organization. We're going to call this archive. Actually, what we need to do is create a whole new one of these, because this is going to create the first level. Okay, and then this one we'll call archive. All right, so let's save this, and then we'll come out of here and double click this again, and then we'll go and import that file. Okay, so now let's see what we have. Here we have accounting. Okay, then we have accounting AC1, accounting AC2, and archive. All right, so you can see how you can continually increment to create children. And you notice that we only have up to 3 here, because most people don't go to much further depth than that. But let's just say that you want to. Let's say that you want multi-levels. What we can do is we can insert another field here, and we'll have to name this one child 4. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to copy this, and we're going to call it September. We'll show this in October, and just say we had one for each through November, etc. All right, so that's good. We'll hit save. All right, we're going to run this again. We're going to come out here and import. All right, so now what we should see is even more children under here. Okay, so that's how you can create even more children depth. If you want to go even deeper, just add another column here, call it child 5, child 6, child 7, etc. So now that I have the organization hierarchy the way that I want it, what I can do is I can add information here. I'm just going to call this, I'm just going to put some information in here so that we could see it. All right, and say USA. Maybe for the finance department here, maybe we'll just put a contact in here, or something like that. Okay, so that's how you would enter in that type of information for each. And then here is where we get some cool things here. So we're going to enter in some ranges, and we're going to say that, you know what, for the engineering department, we know that any device that is in the network of 10.0.0.0 through, actually, yeah, is in the engineering department. Okay, and maybe we know the finance department, they just have about 3 or 4 printers. Maybe that's in the range of 10.0.1.15 through 10.0.1.18, let's just say. Okay, so we've looked at engineering and finance. We've added these ranges here. Let's just go ahead and save this and say yes. Okay, we're going to run this again. All right, and now we're going to come up here and import. Okay, now this should all look the same, but now when we go to engineering and we right click on engineering, look at its department, we can see the assignment that we had given here. Okay, so what this is telling us is that any device that falls within this network is going to automatically get assigned to the engineering department. Okay, the other one that we populated is finance. We added a range in here, so let's take a look at the finance department. Okay, and we can see here is the range that we added. Okay, here is also the contact name that we entered way over here. Okay, and the contact phone. And for the main company, we should see that, let's see. Here we go, we have it populated. So this is essentially how you can create your organizational hierarchy to import both a hierarchy, the IP address assignments for devices that get assigned to departments, and also the address information and contact information. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to write us, and good luck. Have a great day.